You know, I will never forget the 4 words that Vin Diesel said just a few years ago that I've lived my life by.
I don't have friends.
What is up, Flick fans? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking the brand new Vin Diesel-led film that is Bloodshot. This film is directed by Dave Wilson. I need you in the comments down below. Were you excited for this movie? Are you familiar with this storyline? But first, let's get into it. So, in Bloodshot, after he and his wife are murdered, Marine Ray Garrison is resurrected by a team of scientists and reanimated with superpowers. So obviously, Vin Diesel, the title character of Bloodshot, plays Ray Garrison in this film. The man enhanced with nanotechnology to become this killing machine, a Terminator-esque type character. But throughout the beginning of the film, he is on this one specific mission to basically get revenge on the fact that his wife was taken from him. And as he's training with his fellow super soldiers throughout the beginning of the movie, he's having trouble bringing back memories into what used to be his head, but is now a head that is being controlled, being slightly manipulated by some people above him. Now, I could go deeper into the plot, but I don't necessarily want to do that. And here's why. If you haven't seen the trailer and you're planning on seeing Bloodshot, please do not watch the trailer. And when judging this film, it's so hard not to think about how the trailer just gave away pretty much everything there is to know generally about this movie from beginning to end, and you can see what is coming a mile away for the most part. Now, there is one particular turn that I'm not going to say it caught me off guard, because when it was about to happen, I said, they're going to do this, aren't they? And they did that, but it was way more effective than some of these other things within the movie. But what we're here for is not even necessarily the plot. I mean, I wanted the story to be better than it was, and that's one of my issues with the movie. But I'll be flat honest with you, I just wanted to see some really cool action. And there's some pretty solid action scenes. You know, Vin Diesel, he has established himself from the Fast franchise as an action-centric star. I won't say superstar just yet, because other than Fast and Furious, he hasn't had that role outside of that franchise where he has thrived and flourished above all else. But he's really solid, and he commits to this role. You have to buy his emotion. You have to buy the reason why he is doing what he's doing, and you have to feel the fear that his enemies feel when they are being basically hunted down and taken out by the character of Bloodshot. And it is your typical, the nanotechnology, and he is enhanced, he is strong. What are we going to do to change this formula up? Not much. Bloodshot is a very conventional movie. It is by the numbers. There wasn't really much here to grasp onto. And even though Vin, I thought, was solid in the role, he is being Vin Diesel. He does not quite have the emotional range that this character may have needed at points, because you really have to feel when he feels what he's going through with his wife. And every single time he gets turned on again, and if you see the movie, you know what I'm talking about. If you see the trailer, you know what I'm talking about. You have to understand why. And while they tried at points to do everything they could to give you a reason why, I don't think it got there for me. I don't think Bloodshot executed quite as well as it wanted to. Now, is this a travesty like certain other comic book movies have been? No. Is it Hellboy from last year? While it's definitely, going towards that direction, I was not a fan of that film at all. There were at least a few redeemable aspects of Bloodshot that, made me think the filmmaker was trying to get this to feel a bit more like Upgrade than some of the bigger budget superhero movies, and I appreciate something like that. And we made the Terminator comparisons before. It is a Terminator-esque storyline. Strip away some of those elements, you have that aspect and really that mentality from our main character. It's all about revenge, but I just felt like some of these side characters were a tad bit too cartoonish for their own good. They're going for this epic and very serious tone at times, and occasionally they'll capture something like that, but then you get into the humor, some of the conversations, the dialogue. When they try to make the audience laugh, it falls a bit flat. When they try to spout out a one-liner, it doesn't necessarily work like they want it to. And I feel like Dave Wilson is a guy who can direct some solid action. It's not poorly executed from that standpoint, even though they went slow-mo way too often, in my opinion, to the point to where it started to become a tad bit frustrating. But when it was showcasing what Bloodshot as this beast of a character was supposed to do, that was cool. And this film was not restricted by its PG-13 rating. They pushed the boundaries of that, and those were the moments within the movie where I said, man, I wish the script measured up, but it just did not measure up. The supporting cast was fine. There were a few actors that were overdoing it to a ridiculous degree. Guy Pearce was solid in the movie from an acting standpoint, but his character just did not give me enough. He is the most typical villain you could find in a comic book movie like this, and there was a lot of potential to flesh him out more so than they did, and it could have been this smaller budgeted feeling comic book movie that capitalized on the lore. And if you're a fan of this character, please let me know how you felt about this movie, and then brought us something new, different, and refreshing to this genre. Unfortunately, it didn't do that. Vin Diesel was not enough to push this past what it ended up being, and that is a cliche, predictable, maybe that's due to the trailer, comic book movie that I've seen plenty of times. Some cool stylistic action and some really cool moments within the story where I said that had potential, but at the end of the day, it just didn't execute for me. If you guys enjoyed this video, you like what we're doing on this channel, be sure to smash that thumbs up button and let me know what is your favorite role from Vin Diesel thus far. But as for Bloodshot, I unfortunately have to go 40% for this comic book movie that just didn't quite get there for me. But I won't sit here and say it's the worst thing I've seen all year. So if you like this character, if you were interested in this film, and you haven't seen the trailer, because God knows if you have, you know what's coming, go check this movie out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you very soon.